Okay, let's talk about Medicare Part D. Now, it's not going to take that long to go through this, but I am breaking this topic up into two videos, and I promise you they're going to be two quick videos. So let's get started. Every day I talk to folks about Medicare, Social Security, creating a retirement income you can never outlive. But today we're talking about Medicare. Okay, so the first distinction I want to make is when you get Part D, it's either going to be a standalone Part D plan that you typically take out with your Medicare supplement, okay? Or you're going to take your Part D that's built in to your Medicare Advantage plan if you decide to take a Medicare Advantage plan. Y'all have watched some of my other videos. People either take a Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. That's the first distinction I want to make. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about when it comes to Part D are the 4 phases of Medicare Part D. And I'm going to refer to these phases as stages, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the first stage is called your annual deductible. Some plans have deductibles. Some Part D plans do not have deductibles. What's interesting is on the Medicare Advantage plans, the Part D plans built into the Medicare Advantage, a lot of these plans they have no deductible, or they have a very small deductible. But on the standalone plans, a lot of times you have a pretty big deductible. So the first phase or stage is called your deductible stage. Stage 2 is called your initial coverage stage. This is the stage where you are just basically paying co-pays. You've already met your deductible if you have one. You're just paying co-pays or co-insurance. Co-pays are typically flat amounts, like for generics, let's say a $3 copay or a $5 copay. Some plans have co-insurance, which basically means percentages. 15%, 20%, 25% of the cost of the drug. That's what happens during the initial coverage stage. Stage 3 is called the coverage gap, or as a lot of people refer to it, the donut hole. So what happens is when you're in the initial stage, you're just paying these copays, right? Or the co-insurance. But it is basically based on the actual cost of that medicine. So let's say you're taking one of these high dollar medicines. You may only be paying like a $45 copay, but behind the scenes, the actual cost of that medicine is $500. Over the months, as you continue to take that medicine, when that actual cost of the medicine hits $4,660, you go into what's called the donut hole or the coverage gap. In the coverage gap, instead of paying a copay or co-insurance, now you've got to pay 25% of the cost of the drug. So take Eliquis, for example. Eliquis is over $500, the actual cost of it. So if you had to pay 25% of $500, that's $125 you'd have to come up with during the coverage gap stage. Stage 4 is called the catastrophic coverage stage. And what this means is you have paid out of your pocket $7,440. When you hit that stage, the plan at that point will pay 95% and you have to pay 5%. The next thing let's talk about are the changes coming. So here in 2023, there's already been some changes that have taken place. Number one, a lot of the vaccines that used to cost, like the shingles vaccine is a good example. It used to, I think it still is a 2-part shot you take. It used to be people would pay $65, $70 for one shot. They'd go back for their second shot, another $65 or $70. It was kind of expensive. In 2023, they have made a lot of the vaccines zero copays. So that's a good thing. The other thing that took place here in 2023 is they lowered insulin drugs down to a $35 copay per month. The key here is that not all insulin drugs have to be covered under a particular plan, but plans that participate in that particular insulin drug, you will only have to pay a $35 copay, and you're not subject. That insulin drug is not subject to the donut hole. In 2024, they are eliminating that 5% co-insurance you've got to pay if you get into the catastrophic stage. So that's a good thing. The other thing is more people will qualify for extra assistance. A percentage of my clients, based on their income levels, they're able to get extra assistance on their prescriptions. Unfortunately, not many people can qualify for that. With the raising the limits in 2024, they're going to make it easier for people to qualify for extra assistance. All right, and then in 2025, they're going to cap the amount of money you spend on prescriptions to $2,000. So that's a good thing. In the next video, we're going to talk about the costs of Medicare Part D. Not only the premium you pay, but also the individual tiers. We're going to open up Medicare.gov and talk about some somewhat common prescriptions people take. I'm going to show you what are some of the typical copays that you may encounter. Stay tuned for that video.